boys and girls. This is Mrs. Meekins, your elementary principal, bringing you another read aloud. This one is called The Magic Pencil by Arnie Lightning. The Magic Pencil. Noah got off his normal bus and stepped out onto the normal street in the sleepy, normal little town in which he lived. He never imagined for a moment that this would be the weirdest day of his life. Noah was in kindergarten, and he liked school but found it a bit lonely sometimes. He breathed in the crisp spring air that smelt like freshly cut grass and was glad to be home. There were 3 cars in the driveway when he got to his house, and that was one more than usual. Noah did not recognize the car, a small, round, golden machine that looked like a gumball than something a person would drive. Noah walked through his normal front door and looked into the kitchen where he saw his parents sitting with a third person, but he couldn't tell who. Then the third person turned, and Noah broke into a sprint, leaped into the air, and into a waiting bear hug. It was Uncle Eric. Noah loved his uncle very much, even though most people said Eric was a little different. Mad as a box of lunatic frogs was the description of Eric that Noah had heard on more than one occasion. But Noah didn't care. Uncle Eric was a magician and always had the very best stories about amazing adventures, like the time he became friends with the moon, or about how dragons make the best spaghetti he'd ever had. Noah's mom and dad said dragons don't really exist, but Eric had assured him that they are very real and are just quite shy and a little misunderstood. When the bear hug was done, Uncle Eric tickled Noah's belly until he made a noise that sounded like a cat being surprised by something. "Where have you been?" Noah asked. He hadn't seen his uncle in far too long. "I've been traveling," Eric said. "I met a very short man who turned out to actually be a very tall opossum that had just built a moving sidewalk like the ones at the airport. Only this sidewalk went all the way from California to Japan. So we packed a bag and set off walking, and in no time I was having sushi with the Japanese emperor, who is a very nice man they call Doug." The only thing Noah really knew about Japan is that that's where ninjas come from, and that's where more than enough for him to excitedly ask, "What did you bring me from Japan?" "I'm glad you asked," said Uncle Eric with a mischievous grin. "While I was there, I challenged a mermaid named Carl to a competition of underwater volleyball. We were wagered something precious to us. I, of course, bet with the photo of you I keep in my wallet. When I defeated him, Carl presented me with this." Eric reached behind his back and then quickly presented Noah with a small orange pencil. "It's a pencil," Noah said, unable to hide his disappointment. He had really been hoping for a ninja sword, or at very least, some throwing stars. "It's not just any pencil, of course. It's a magic pencil, that fantastic little utensil that has been in Carl family for millions of years. And you're such a gifted artist already, I knew it had to come to you. You'll be amazed at what happens when you start drawing with this little beauty." Noah was a little doubtful of the whole thing, but said, "Thank you," with a polite young man that he is, and headed off to his bedroom to try out the new magic pencil. Noah sat at his drawing desk, which was made of some kind of dark wood and was both much bigger and older than he was. Noah pulled a piece of paper from the desk and wondered what he should draw. Since the pencil had come from a mermaid, he thought that perhaps he should draw one of those. But when he began by drawing a series of curvy lines to depict the ocean. He realized that he wasn't entirely sure what a mermaid named Carl would look like, but he was certain it was not as cool as pirates. So he drew some pirates. First, he sketched out a large boat riding on high sea and flying the back and white skull and crossbone flags that all pirates had on top of their masts and above the black sails. Then he sketched the pirate captain with an eye patch and a peg, and then a few pirate crew members who also had peg legs, because pirates keep getting into serious accidents somehow and don't have access to proper medical care. Noah couldn't see how this pencil was magic in any way, but it had a strong, sharp tip and felt good in his hand. Noah loved to draw. It was his favorite thing, and there was magic in that already, he thought. He added a few finishing touches to the ship. Cannon, some barrels that were probably filled with lemonade, he thought. And when he was satisfied with his latest masterpiece, he quickly signed the bottom right corner of the paper, because that's what you do when you finish some art. And as he did, he heard a tiny voice say, "Arr!" And then a pirate ship that Noah had drawn just sailed right off the page. Noah's eyes went wide as dinner plates. He jumped back from the desk and looked about the room to see if anyone else was around to see what just happened, but he was alone. Very slowly he approached his desk again to see if the ship had maybe come back, but on his paper there was nothing but ocean waves. And they were moving, rising and falling as ocean waves do. Noah had no idea what to do, but he knew this was not what normally happens. He had drawn hundreds of pirate ships in his life. Each one had stayed put when he was finished with them. Noah quickly wrapped his new pencil in a clean pair of underwear and tucked it away as many items as could fit in his sock drawer. He had opened the door and called to his dog, Bert. Bert was a West Highland Terrier, a tiny snow-white puppy that was more an accessory to be matched with a lady's outfit than a guard dog, but he was as loyal and kind and would have to do. Besides, Noah trusted Bert more than anyone. Noah didn't have many friends until one day his father came home from work with a tiny fluffy white puppy. And since that day, they were a team. Bert came running at the sound of his name, a little bell on his collar jingling out a tune that to Noah always sounds like the song of friendship. "Okay, Bert," Noah said almost breathlessly. "I need you to guard my socks, okay? Please don't leave, and whatever you do, don't draw anything." Bert barked a small, loving bark that Noah took as a yes. Noah gave his dog a little scratch on the head and said, "Goodbye, good boy," before heading downstairs to find his uncle. Uncle Eric was in the kitchen juggling tomatoes and making spaghetti when Noah spotted him, and Eric smiled at his nephew warmly and said, "Hey, buddy." Noah wasn't sure how to begin, but if anyone was going to believe what had just happened, he felt sure it would be his uncle. So he said a little nervously, "That pencil really is magic, huh?" Eric didn't stop what he was doing, but said, "Well, the magic is in you, buddy. It can be definitely help you unlock your imagination and take you anywhere you want to go. Anywhere you can dream of." Noah said, "Right, here's the thing. I drew a pirate ship and it sailed away." "Well, that's what pirate ships do," Uncle Eric said, not taking this seriously as his nephew would have liked. Noah frowned a little. "It sailed right off the page and it's gone." Uncle Eric dropped the pan of spaghetti sauce and it splattered all over the floor. "Oops, can you hang on a second, buddy? I gotta clean this up." Noah felt like his uncle did not understand him, or maybe in the world of drawings floating away at the time. But just then he heard a high-pitched yip come from upstairs, and he rushed to check on his guard dog. Noah burst into his room just in time to see the pirates he had drawn dragging Bert into the page and aboard the ship. He rushed as fast as his short legs could carry him, but by the time he reached the desk of the pirates and Bert were sailing away. This was all very strange, to say the least, and Noah didn't care for it one bit. He was scared of the pencil his uncle had given him, but he was more scared of losing his dog, who was also his best friend. Without really thinking about it, Noah grabbed the pencil from his underwear and immediately began drawing another ship. This boat was bigger with more sail, so it could catch up to the pirates who had a head start. And he knew he would need an advantage over the other crew. So instead of just drawing pirates on this ship, he drew ninja pirates. They dressed in all black from head to toe, but still had a tri-corner hats, eye patches, and peg legs. Noah also took care to draw each of them with smiles on their faces to make sure they were nice people who would help him out. And when he was done, he waited for them to come to life so he could set sail in search of Bert, who Noah knew must be very scared. Bert didn't even like riding in the car on the way to the park, so being on a pirate ship was going to be no fun for him at all. But the ninja pirates didn't move and the waves didn't rise and fall. Noah took the pencil to try to make it work. He'd seen his dad do so with the television remote control many times. Noah shook the pencil to try and make it work. But it did not work. The drawing stayed still. What had he done differently this time? And then he had it. Noah quickly signed his name at the bottom of the corner of the page, and the magic was back. The ninja pirates came to life and started flipping around in the air as ninjas do. "Hey!" Noah shouted at his drawings. "Hey, up here!" The ninjas stopped jumping around and looked at him. "Ahoy!" said the ninja pirate captain. "Do you need help?" And Noah nodded. "Some pirates, but not you, different pirates, stole my dog and sailed away. Will you help me get him back?" The captain smiled, an even bigger smile than before. "Of course we will," he said. "What are ninja pirates for if not for helping people recover their pets? Come aboard." Noah smiled too, forgetting how weird this was for a moment and just glad to be understood. The ninja pirate captain held a hand out to Noah and took it, and he magically pulled him out of his bedroom and into his own art. "Which way did they go?" asked one of the ninja pirate crew. Noah pointed toward the front of the ship and said, "That way." "Well then," said the captain, "there's no time to lose." The ninja pirates leapt into action, pulling ropes and things until the wind caught the giant silk sails, and away they went. The ocean breeze felt cool on Noah's freckled face, and the air smelled of salt and freshness. He smiled. Toward the back of the boat, two of the ninja pirates were arguing about something called a kraken. "It's 20 stories tall," said the first one. "It has antlers and fangs and squid arms, and it tips waiters poorly." "I just can't imagine it," said the second. Then one of the ninja pirates approached Noah and asked to borrow his pencil. People asked to borrow pencils at school all the time, and Noah was caught up in the sight and the smells of the open ocean, so he didn't really think about it. He just handed over the pencil. He's only 6 years old. The ninja pirate said thank you, and he moved back to his friend, where he knelt down and started sketching something on the wooden floor of the ship. It was almost a full minute before Noah suddenly realized what might be about to happen. He dashed to the back of the boat, where just one of the ninjas had finished drawing his kraken. It was huge and mean-looking, all tentacles and teeth. Noah screamed, "No!" But it was too late. With a flourish, the ninja pirate signed his name, and Noah braced himself for a giant monster to come to life. but nothing happened. He looked around, but all was calm. Noah sighed relief. And then the Kraken rose out of the ocean. It towered over the ship and growled a deep, horrible growl that almost sounded like it said, "Boo!" Ninjas, who aren't supposed to be afraid of anything, screamed and ran around the boat with nowhere to go. It was just open air and water as far as the eye could see. "We need weapons," one of them shouted. The Kraken whipped its long, strong arms at the boat. The mast splintered like a worn-out pencil. And that's when Noah remembered the pencil. He picked it up from off the deck and quickly sketched out the first weapon that came to mind. And he signed his name. A mountain of rotten tomatoes rose from the floorboards. "Tomatoes?" asked the ninja pirate captain. "Really?" "I panicked," Noah confessed. They would have to do. The ninja pirates jumped and flipped and hurled tomatoes at the massive beast. The Kraken didn't seem to like it, but it didn't stop him from hammering at the ship with his huge, punishing blows. "I hope the Kraken hates to eat vegetables," said one of the ninja pirates as he hurled another tomato at the sea monster. It exploded on the beast's face. "Tomatoes are fruit," another said as he ducked out of the way of the Kraken's tentacle. "Well, that's even worse," said the first ninja. "Maybe next time you could draw some noodles. We could make a Kraken a nice pasta dish." And then Noah had a brilliant idea. "You know who makes the best spaghetti in the world?" he said, already sketching out his answer. "Dragons." Noah quickly drew 3 of them with their large bat-like wings, scaly dinosaur tails, and long streams of fire shooting out of their mouths. He gave them kind eyes and smiles, too, to make sure that these were nice dragons his uncle told him about. And no sooner has he signed his name to his work than the 3 massive dragons flew down from the sky. They screeched and cried out. The Kraken was not pleased. The hulking sea monster said, "Boo!" one more time, and he retreated to the depths of the ocean. The ninja pirates jumped for joy and high-fived each other. Who said that they were more happy to help before eating what was left of the tomatoes? But it wasn't time to celebrate just yet. The boat had taken a lot of damage and was quickly sinking. Noah drew buckets to dump the water overboard and huge adhesive bandages to fix the leaks. But it was no good. Water flooded in more quickly than they could dump it back out, and the bandages wouldn't stick to the soaking wet ship. They were all going down. Noah was scared. He was a good swimmer, but he wasn't sure he was good enough to swim the whole ocean. The deck was too wet to draw on now. It wouldn't take the pencil marks. Then one of the dragons spoke up. "You know," he said, "flying is the safest way to travel." Then he and his 2 dragon friends crouched low, and Noah and the ninja pirates all climbed on their backs. They rose high in the air and soared through the sky as the ships below them were swallowed by the sea. Noah explained the situation with his dog to the dragons, and away they went, their hair blowing in the breeze. The dragons were fast, propelled through the air by the huge, powerful wings, and in no time they saw the pirate ship on the horizon. The ninja pirates discussed a battle strategy. They would attack from the air, of course, land aboard the ship all at once, fight the pirates in hand-to-hand combat, give their foes wedgies, and rescue Bert. But as they came closer and closer to the ship, Noah saw something surprising. Bert wasn't tied up or in a cage like a prisoner. He was on the deck of the ship, running back and forth. And yes, Noah was sure of it now. He was playing fetch with the pirates. Noah thought about how terribly lonely he had been before Bert came to live with him. And now these pirates were probably lonesome too. They had gone about this all wrong, of course. It's really not nice to steal someone's dog, but Noah understood in that moment that everyone needs someone to love and care for, even pirates. And it's not as though Noah had drawn any pet stores on the ocean. I don't want to fight them, Noah said to the ninja pirate friends. Fighting doesn't solve anything. Let me talk to them. The ninja pirates agreed, and shortly Noah landed on board the ship. As soon as he touched down, Bert sprinted over to Noah, leapt in the air, and licked his face. Bert had missed his person just as much as Noah had missed his dog. The pirates were terrified of the dragons, so Noah reassured them. These are my friends, he said. We've come to help. Arr? Asked the pirate captain. I know what it's like to need a friend, Noah said, and I think I can help. Noah sat cross-legged on the deck with his magic pencil and carefully drew 4 parrots, one for each of the pirates. And as always, when he signed his name, the birds came to life and flew directly onto the shoulder of the pirates. The pirates smiled and laughed and were clearly very happy with their new pets. Noah then drew dozens of boxes of crackers, because if there was anything he knew about parrots, is that they always wanted a cracker. Then they made even more friends as the ninja pirates joined the first pirate crew, and since their own ship was somewhere on the ocean floor at this point, and the dragons made everyone spaghetti, and it actually was the very best any of them had ever tasted. Noah was happy for everyone and very glad to have Bert in his arms. But now he was starting to wonder, how was he going to get back to his room? He missed his mom and dad, and while pirates are very cool, he didn't want to be one. At least, not yet. But Noah had no clue how to go about getting home. He realized that he was so worried about Bert that he had made no exit strategy whatsoever. The dragons seemed wise and very kind, so Noah asked one of them what he should do, and the dragon said, "How do you normally get into your room?" "I just go through the door," Noah said, "but there's no bedroom door here." "Not yet," said the dragon with a smile, one long claw pointing to Noah's pocket. And Noah understood him. He took his pencil from his pocket and thought long and hard about exactly what his bedroom door looked like. And then he drew as carefully and with as much detail as he could ever have drawn anything before. And then he was done. He signed his name and the door appeared. Noah smiled and thanked everyone for a great day. Then he picked up Bert, opened the door, and went through. When he was on the other side, he said he was back in his room just as he had left it. This had been a wonderful adventure, but Noah was very tired now. He gently laid his magic pencil on the nightstand, curled up in his bed with Bert, and drifted off to sleep, wondering what he would draw tomorrow. The end. Boys and girls, that was a cool story because you can really use your imaginations, right? So, if you have a little bit of time this week, I think that you could draw a picture of something that you would love to see to come to life. And then maybe your mom and your dad or a brother or sister can help you come up with a story about it, just like in waiting for the biblioburo, and maybe then we can share those stories with one another. I hope you have a great week. We love you so much. We're praying for you and your safety, and remember that God loves you and He made you creative, so don't forget to use that creativity. Have a great week, boys and girls. Bye.